Welcome everybody to Cinema Royale. I am Travis Hobson of PunchDrunkCritics.com, and today we are talking Craven the Hunter. Probably Sony's last time making one of these Spider-Man spin-off movies,
Oh
if you
yeah.
believe recent reports. And look, you probably don't even really need the reports. They don't have anything planned. There's nothing in development, so of course, we believe it's the last one. Why wouldn't we? They'll probably stick to stuff like Across the Spider-Verse and Spider Noir and things like that. But in terms of like big screen movies like Craven, you're probably not going to see one for a while. I don't think so. And joining me to talk about Craven and Sony is my homie Chris Bumbray, the only person I allow on the show at this point. How you doing, Chris?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Did I tell you I did an interview for this one with Aaron Taylor Johnson?
How was he? How was he in interviews for this?
He was fine. I was but the thing about it is they didn't show us the movie. So I didn't actually see it until last night. But when I did the interview, I
That's
they sh-
never great. That's never great.
they showed us 24 minutes of it. And I actually really liked the 24 minutes. It was 24 minutes of good footage.
It
And
was all action, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had basically JC Chandor saying, oh, he's still working on the movie, trying to make it as good as it can be. And like, I kind of get where he was coming from. Like, I think if you had done a 90-minute stripped down version of this movie, of like the original cut of whatever it was version that he did, the one that he shot like 3 years ago, it
Right.
probably would have been really good. And you can kind of see that at times in the movie. But boy, I thought it was really clunky.
It is clunky, but you know why I ultimately gave it a positive review because, like I said in my Facebook post, I won't give a movie that entertains me a bad rating. Like I just
See, I wasn't entertained. I was
I
bored
was
for so much of
entertained.
it.
I was
Really?
entertained. Yeah, I thought Aaron Taylor Johnson is actually really good as Craven. I think he's got charisma, he's got swagger, he's got the physicality. He looks awesome,
Yeah.
and he's got like this bro attitude with like mixed with like pompous arrogance, like just like a little bit of both. And that made me I want him to be cast as like Bruce Wayne Batman. Like that's what I want. I want James Gunn to cast him as Batman for the DCU or
I
something.
mean, he would be
It's kind
good.
of angst he had, and I was
Yeah.
really digging it.
I mean, it's, the thing about it for me was that I find the movie just goes off the rails. So I think the
Yeah, there's no
beginning,
plot for 85% of it.
well, and I think the beginning when they do the jailbreak with the Hunt for Red October music
Looks
was kind
great,
of cool. But then you have that flashback that lasts 20 minutes
but so long.
and it's like something out of a kid's movie because, and then you're also, it's supposed to be this hard R action movie.
His
And by the
origins
time
ridiculous.
Yeah, and then by the time the violence actually starts, you've kind of already kind of tapped out. And I couldn't get like, what's the deal with this Craven? Like, is he a mercenary? Because they never make it clear if he's a mercenary or not. Because the guy's got a palace in the jungle and he has a private pilot. Yet they never explain like why he's killing these people. Is he doing it for money? Is he doing it for sport? Like, it just doesn't make. Where is he getting his money from?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so lazy. The writing, like, and the dialogue is terrible. I mean, I
He was
really
born
felt for
into wealth. Why don't you know that? He was born into
he
wealth.
doesn't have any of the money. He bails on his family, on Russell
I,
Crowe.
I know, I know.
And then, I felt bad for Ariana DeBose because she gets saddled with
She has
the,
the worst dialogue of
and she
anybody.
looks so like she has no idea what to do with any of this dialogue, and
I said that her, I think Russell Crowe and Christopher Abbott just look like they're checked out. Like from
well,
this,
Crow, I thought, kind of delivered a little bit of energy to it, but he's barely in it because they probably had like a week with him.
at
Um,
least he bothered with the Russian accent.
yeah, and then Christopher Abbott, like it's so weird because the two villains, Alessandro Nivola is like camping it up to a ridiculous degree,
It's so
and then,
weird seeing him do this after watching him in The Brutalist. Like
and
even
then like he turns in, and they say, oh, it's grounded, yet he turns into a rhinoceros, like, but he's doing this over the top camp ass performance, and then you get Christopher Abbott who's doing like a method performance, like he's Brando,
yeah,
and it's so low key that he's
I felt
barely.
bad for Christopher Abbott, who is one of my favorite actors. I
Me too.
love
He's
Christopher
he's an
Abbott,
amazing
but
actor.
he's really bad in this movie, and
He
he's playing an impossible character. The Foreigner is one of those really dumb Marvel characters who has a stupid power. It's like he puts you in a trance that lasts for 10 seconds, and it makes you think he can go at like super speed. That's his power. Like he doesn't actually have it. but he, and he uses that time to kill you, and it's like this is so dumb. It's dumb in like the pages of a comic book. It looks worse in like a movie. It's just like
He
so
shouldn't be
dumb.
doing movies like this, though. He's not that kind of actor. Like he just doesn't
I
seem
agree.
comfortable in this kind of thing.
I feel like this
And
role was probably. I feel like this role was meant for someone else, and he like took it over as a replacement, as he often does. He's
well,
often like the second choice for a lot of people.
I feel like there's another version of this movie on a hard drive because I dug up an interview with Alessandro Nivola where he was talking about why he wanted to do Rhino, and he's like, I get to do this physical transformation without any CGI, and it's like, because we're doing it
It's also
grounded, realistic,
it's,
and it's like, well, that's not the version we got in theaters. That's for damn sure.
it's also a dumb version of Rhino. I
Well,
mean,
he
Rhino,
literally turns into a rhinoceros. It's so stupid.
which is unexplained why he had grows a horn on his head.
Yeah,
Like, why?
I know.
And also also wondered because of the way he transforms, he like has to plug into the juice or whatever it is that does it. And it's like, why don't you just shoot him before he does it? Like he's just standing there and people just kind of just let him do it. And it's
And
like,
he's
what
like,
are you doing?
ah.
It's like just shoot him, shoot him now.
Yeah, it
Like,
was. Well, no, because
it's
Craven
so
doesn't use
dumb.
guns.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like,
But see, stuff like this, it's really bad and it's really stupid. The script is horrible, but the story is just plain dumb. Like I said,
well,
there's literally no plot for about 85% of the movie. And then they kind of cobble one together like the last 30 minutes of the
and
movie.
then when I interviewed Johnson, he was like, "Oh, it's a gangster movie, and it's about this guy
Yeah,
becoming a
kind of.
villain." None of that villain stuff happens though in the movie. Like it's hinted at in the last like 5 minutes of the movie, which is it feels like the scene that's totally tacked on or from another movie. And what I had a problem with though was just the action. Like he's doing all these things, like he's climbing through a vent, but you never see like where his feet are or anything like that. Like there's no, you know, idea of where he's actually like how he's actually doing any of this stuff. That's what I hate in an action movie,
Yeah.
right? Where it's just there's the action design is just weak, and it's I don't know how much of that is Chandor, but it really feels, it's a Sony movie and Tom Rothman. It feels like one of those awful, superhero movies that Fox used to turn out in the 2000s under Tom Rothman, where it's all these too many cooks, too many people involved, probably a ghost director or two, probably several editors, too many writers, just too many cooks. They should have just let
It's
Chandler
so
go.
many people, so many cooks in the kitchen, and yet not enough investment in like
Yep.
in what's needed to make the movie great.
Well, I mean, the
And
CGI is awful. I mean, the CGI is ridiculous, and
I
people were laughing in the theater when I
well,
went.
there were people laughing at ours too, including me, and which is
Yeah,
again why I say that this movie entertained me. Like I got to the point where the bad stuff was keeping me very much entertained. But like I sat there like for much of the movie, like why isn't anybody questioning like just what the hell is Craven? You were
yeah,
talking about like is he a hitman or an assassin or something? And I'm just like the contradiction of him makes no sense. Like he's like a conservationist who believes in protecting the animals and the environment, but he goes around slaughtering everybody.
yeah,
And not just like he just goes around he just kills bad people and that's it. No, he like butchers them.
yeah,
Like I mean there's a scene where if somebody gets their head in a bear trap and
yeah.
it's
Or he
like
cuts a guy's nose off.
that's some shit out of Saw, not
Yeah,
from like a Marvel movie. Like I get it. I was like, but he doesn't make much sense. And it's only until like there's a one point where Calypso, DeBose's character, kind of gives him the side eye, like, why do you exist sort of look. And then, like you said, like in the last few minutes, they kind of finally start grappling with the idea that Craven's not really a good guy. Like, not really. They kind of start approaching that. And this is a problem that Sony's had from the beginning. They keep, like, there's not a single, like, heroic character in this movie, like, not one. And, like even like amongst like Marvel, like all these characters are villains or anti-heroes, and that's kind of been the case for all of Sony's spin-off movies. There's not a straight hero in any of them. I'll throw the question to you. It's like, why do you think they keep making that stupid approach? Like, why don't they just give like a true hero character a movie?
yeah. I don't get it either. I mean, they're trying to make they're like they have some kind of end game to do like a Sinister Six or something like that. But I don't think anybody wants to
They've been
watch a movie that's so
rehashing that those
villain.
same ideas from the Andrew Garfield era, and
Yeah.
it's like these are the ideas that they jettisoned back then, and And I've been telling people, it's like when they started these movies again, I was like, they're going to bring back all those same old ideas. And you can see that this is what they're trying to do. They've been trying so hard to get to this Sinister Six movie that's never going to happen.
Yeah. Well, and you know, and even if they did do a Sinister Six movie, I mean, they'd all be heroes in it. Basically, they wouldn't actually be villains. You know, I mean, I mean, I guess if nobody, I can't see a studio financing $100 million movie about a straight up villain. You know, I feel like they had no idea what they were doing with this. That the whole live action Spider Verse has just been kind of misbegotten from the beginning. I mean, hey, the fact that the Venom movies, as bad as they are the highlights of this of the saga, go to show you like just how bad they've been.
And
You know, I
even
mean,
those have like been like diminishing returns since the
oh
beginning.
yeah, and I mean, you know,
$850
Morbius.
million dollars, and it's been less and less ever since.
I mean, Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven are really poorly made movies too. They really are. Like there's, and it's just, and it's talented people involved with all of them. You know, that have made good movies before and that will make good movies again. I mean, that Chasey Shandor directed this movie, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
I
If you're
think
gonna,
Chandor made this movie as good as he could.
I think if you're gonna
I
hire a
actually,
guy like him, let
like I
him make
said,
the
I
movie.
think the action looks really good. I think the performance by Aaron Taylor Johnson is actually really good. I think he does as best he can, but he's hamstrung by a really shitty script that he probably should have just taken over himself. We know
Yeah.
he can write a script.
Oh yeah.
His best movies have all been written by him. He should have just
Yeah.
taken over the script, and it probably would have been a better movie. I don't know why he didn't. It doesn't make any sense that they got
I'm
this
sure the
trio of
studio didn't let
writers.
him though. They probably had very strict rules, like you're going to do this, this, and that, and then probably they did the reshoots and they probably tested it to death, and
Jesus
then they
Christ,
probably
nobody should give a
this,
movie
that's
to Art
that.
Markham and Matt Calloway anymore. Like, just
Yeah,
stop giving these guys movies. They haven't had a good movie really since Iron Man in 2008. And I'm
yeah,
like, that was just fucking pure luck. I
yeah.
mean, Richard Wink, I give him some credit because he did the Equalizer films, and I like those.
Mm.
But his resume ain't great either. And it's just like, why you put three people? It took three people to write this,
Yeah, I know.
and not one of the three was J.C. Chandor. It makes no sense that he didn't at least take one shot at the script for this.
I
I
mean,
bet he
maybe
could
he
have made this
did.
movie
Who
a lot
knows?
better.
I mean, I just find it hard to believe. I mean, I don't know, man. I really thought it was a mess. Like it was just, I found it difficult to watch, boring. I was happy it was
Oh
over
man, I
when it
was
was
never
over,
bored though. I
which
was
is
never
strange
bored
because I thought it
though.
was going to be good. I'd seen the 20 minutes of it that I'd seen were pretty good, and it's weird because I've liked all of JC Chandor's movies. You know, I really love Most Violent Year. I really like Triple Frontier, which a lot of people were
Margin
crazy
Call is
about.
good.
Martin
Triple Frontier, which was my number one most anticipated movie that year, and it was a little bit disappointing based on that, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean,
All Is Lost is great. I
All Is
love
Lost
All
is
Is
really
Lost.
good. It's like Robert Redford's last great role, and
Yeah.
disappointing. I'm sure he'll recover from it though and go and do something else. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last superhero movie. But you know, like the whole genre though, it's just, you know, it seems like it's kind of petering out a little bit. You know, it'll be very interesting to see how people react to the Superman trailer and to see if that manages to get any buzz. I'm thinking that's going to be like a huge flop next year. Um, I think the Marvel movies will do fine, but I think Brave New World might really tank. But I think that Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four will do fine. And you know, the Avengers movies will do well. But
I think Brave New World would do fine because people really want to see Red Hulk. And
I mean, it
I think they want
depends.
to see Anthony Mackie as Captain America
It
too.
could do fine. It could do fine. Will it do like Marvel? Like it'll do probably it'll do better than the Marvels or something like that. But
Captain America is not a high end in terms of like box office compared to like the team movies. It's the team movies that make
but
the
how many
money.
times have they reshot Brave New World though? Like it seems like they
Seems like they're
shot.
doing. It seems like it's always going back under the knife or something.
Yeah, like just like at a certain point, it's like just let the movie open, and it is what it is. You know, how bad could it possibly do? Like you know, it's you know. So anyway,
Yeah, I look, Craven the Hunter. It's like I said, it's not a great movie, but I was entertained by it. I found the characters, even the ones who were poorly acted, I found were at least funny in some way. Like I think Fred Eckinger is, doing some more weird shit. Like he did, like he's been doing in Gladiator.
I
Like
mean,
all
if
of a
you
sudden, Fred
really
Eckinger
want to
keeps doing these
laugh,
weird. He's having a great year, by the way, Fred Eckinger with
if you really
Gladiator
want to
2.
laugh, you know,
Huh?
do yourself a favor. If you want to laugh, go see The Brutalist.
Yeah, lots of laughs in that one.
Do you hear that it apparently got an NC-17 and they're releasing it unrated because they've already made all the 70 millimeter prints, so they can't cut it.
I actually really want to see it again. Like
Too.
I haven't seen it on the big screen. I
Yeah,
watched it.
it's.
I
Oh, I
watched
saw.
it
You see,
here.
I saw it in 70 millimeter, and it was
Yeah, I watched
amazing.
it
They're
here.
giving it an
Yeah,
IMAX
they're
run.
showing it here in 70 millimeter. I think tomorrow. I'm not going to make it, but
Oh
I'll try
man,
to.
they're showing it in IMAX too. Apparently, it's some of the releases. You know what's crazy too? When I was at Craven yesterday, they showed it on IMAX. You have to think the theater was pissed though because we got the Interstellar re-release here, and
Yeah,
that's been selling out around the clock in the movie theater in my area, which is interesting because that movie was one of his more underwhelming box office films, and now like every screening is sold out.
yeah. I think they're showing it around here too. So
Hmm.
I kind of want to go and see it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm probably, but if I'm honest, I'm probably going to end up back at Craven this weekend because I think that's what my friends are going to pick for our
God.
movie to watch. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try to steer them towards September 5 if I can, but
That sounds
it's
like
a,
a uphill battle.
I got them to the order last weekend, so I was
Well, I mean,
happy
the
about
order has
that.
action in it, though. Like the order, works as a
So does
commercial movie.
Craven.
Yeah.
So who knows where I'll end up, but I obviously like this movie a little bit more than you do, while acknowledging that technically and in some of the performance, it's crap. The script is trash.
It's one of the worst scripts of the year. It's really
That's
bad.
it's better than the Madam Web script though.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, both of those movies, though, it's just you wonder what happened. Like, what happened?
I honestly believe this one it comes down to screenplay. I really
Yeah.
believe screenplay is the
I
thing
mean,
here.
just who thinks that this
Absolutely
dialogue is
murders this
good?
movie.
Like, I find it hard to believe that anybody watched some of those Ariana DeBose scenes and they're not like, "Ooh, this is really bad."
Has she done much press for this?
No, well, I think that they've been doing kind of like some interviews here and there. I know that she was doing some interviews for it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't showcase her well at all. Like I think she's a good actress, but it's just like this is terrible showcase for her. But they give her nothing to work with.
No, it's not good. She has some of the worst lines in the movie, if not the
Mhm.
worst lines in the movie. And like I said, she looks checked out for
Well,
the
her
most
line
part.
readings are really flat. But who can make
Did you
lines like
notice
that
some?
work though?
Did you notice some weird ADR in this too?
A lot. There, just like in Madam Web, there was a
Yeah.
really weird ADR with her particularly. I
Yeah.
found with her, and like it was like a lot of. I feel like almost like it was rewritten and they got like an AI voice actress to do it. Like it wasn't actually her. And then they just redid the lips to make it look like
That
she
was a
was
lot
saying
of
it.
a big part of the conversation after the movie between us afterwards. Like,
Yeah, because I mean, because she's
ADR in this.
because some of the readings are really strange. Like not like readings that like a human actress would do, and she can actually act. She was nominated for an Oscar, so it's just kind of weird. I don't know.
I'm gonna
Same thing with
call it
Tahar
now though.
Rahim though in
I
Madam
think that
Web.
I'm gonna call it now though that I don't think she'll ever be nominated for an Oscar again. But
Well,
you know,
we'll see.
I think that role was just perfectly made for her.
Yeah.
Not saying she's bad, but I just think that role was perfect for her, and there hasn't been one nearly as perfect for her since.
I feel like nobody actually saw that movie though.
What's that?
West Side Story.
I keep forgetting that it exists.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way I keep forgetting that Jersey Boys exists. Like it's like, oh
Jersey
yeah,
Boys.
there's
Yeah,
like
Jersey
Clint
Boys.
Eastwood did a Jersey Boys movie. I keep forgetting. It's like stuff like that. So, anyway, all right. So those are our thoughts on Craven the Hunter. Well, actually, you know what? We didn't talk about it though. Do you think Sony kind of wrapping it up with this movie? It looks like. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, overdue. I think they had to put out Craven, but the knives been out from the start. But I think people also don't realize like how long this has been sitting on the shelf for. I think it actually predates Madam Web. It's just so many of these movies feel like they were terrible ideas. Like who thought Morbius was a good idea? Madam Web, especially. I can't believe anybody thought that was a good idea. That was one of those movies that came along because it was like, we need more female superheroes. We need a female Spider-Man. How are we going to do it? Let's do Madam Web. And then it's so terrible.
The funny thing is, it's like if you really you got the rights to Spider-Man, you're making a deliberate choice to not use one of the million versions of Spider-Man out
Oh,
there.
I know, of course.
And
I mean,
it's like if your idea is to make a female Spider-Man movie, why the fuck would you pick Madam
do a
Web?
do a Spider Gwen movie. I mean, people
Do a
like her, and
Spider-Woman.
yeah,
That's it. Or
yeah,
Spider-Girl. There are
yeah,
tons of
yeah,
popular, really popular female spider characters in Marvel.
yeah.
Why would you pick Madam Web, the one who has like the most tenuous connection to Spider-Man? It's like, what are you doing? Who made that choice? It's like they deliberately came out there and was like, How can we fuck this shit up like really
Yeah,
bad right now?
exactly. Cheap. We want to do these cheap bargain basement versions of these
Oh,
movies.
let's talk about making a Silver Sable and Black Cat movie. Like what?
Yeah,
Really?
almost
That's your
happened.
plan?
It's not gonna happen now.
No, that would never
This
happen.
is
No, that was
illegal.
never going to happen then. But it was just like, who comes up with these ideas? Yeah, let's do more. Let's do the living vampire dude. Like, you mean what? No.
I want to see if they do. But I'm curious to see how Spider Noir turns out. I mean, just because Nicolas Cage is in it, people will be interested. But hopefully, it turns out okay.
Me
But
too.
I've heard stories behind the scenes for that one too. Apparently, it's troubled, and God knows when we're going to see across the Spider Verse, beyond the Spider Verse. Like it feels like that
Yeah.
was it supposed to be out like a year ago?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's that one seems like it's on the shelf for who knows how long or when it'll ever. Who knows what's going on with that?
yeah.
Yeah. It's just sad. How does Sony mess up something that's so
Too
easy?
bad though, because I mean the Spider Verse animated films are legitimately amazing. So
Great. They're absolutely great.
yeah.
It's just I don't know. I wish I could have been in the boardroom with people when they're making some of these
This is
choices.
to say this is a bad idea, guys.
Yeah, this is a really bad idea, dude. What are you doing? Say Venom, sure. Venom makes sense. You do
Yeah,
Venom.
yeah, of course. And you're
You
getting
do
Tom Hardy,
Venom.
of course. But then Madam Web, Morbius, even Craven, like doesn't
Yeah.
make any
What are
sense.
you doing? Yeah. It almost seems like somebody from like Paramount like infiltrated his way into Sony and was like, "Hey guys, let's work on Spider-Man right now."
Well, and then like what casual comic book fan knows who Morbius or Madam Web or even Craven are? Like a casual fan.
Your most casual Marvel fan might have heard of them, but I guarantee you they don't have a comic with
No,
them,
no,
And there's nobody. There's the thing is, here's a simple test: is Morbius anyone's favorite character?
no.
The answer is no.
No,
The
neither
answer
is
is no.
Craven, but Venom is. So I could see how that would work.
Right. Venom is a lot of people's favorite character. In fact, he was arguably the most popular character in Marvel for a
Mm.
certain period of time. You do that movie, but there's nobody who says Madam Web is my favorite character. I can't wait to see that movie. There's no one who said that.
It's just Sony trying to exploit as much IP as they can and to try to get. I mean, they were going to do the El Muerte movie with Bad Bunny. That never ended up happening. Like they really wanted to make this a thing, and it just fell flat
As a
completely.
wrestling fan, I was very interested in that. But
Yeah,
however, that character had like one appearance.
yeah,
Why would you make that movie?
just fell flat. Just completely fell flat. So what can you do?
Oh my God. We just need to let's just make movies. If we
Make
make
our
a
own
movie,
movies.
if we make a movie, maybe we can somehow talk our way into making a Marvel film for somebody, and do a much better job than
I mean,
Sony
I
did.
want to do if we're going to do a Marvel movie, I want to do a Blade movie with Wesley Snipes.
Of course you do. We all want to do
That's
that.
the
We,
one I
we
want
all
to
want to
do.
do that movie.
Yeah, yeah. And just hang out with him on the
That's
set. Take a
that's
lot
the
of photos of
dream, of
myself
course,
just
right?
chilling. What? Yeah, chilling with him.
That's the dream to do a
Yeah,
Wesley Snipes Blade movie.
yeah, exactly. That's the movie I want to do.
They really ought to just let go of Mahershala Ali and just let Wesley Snipes do it.
I feel like it's coming. I really do feel like it's coming.
They should just do it. He can't wait forever, man.
I know, for real. The guy's, I feel bad for him because I feel like he's lost the best years of his career waiting for this movie to fucking
Wait,
happen.
just
The
wait.
guy's gonna be 50, and it's like he lost his entire 40s on, which are prime years, and waiting on Blade. It's not fair. And the guy's a great actor too. He should be out there, getting the roles he deserves. But instead he's just been in a holding pattern on Blade the whole time. They've just been kind of, that's why he hasn't been in anything because he had all these dates locked up for Blade and it just never ends up happening. So
Yeah,
he's
it seems like
finally going to be
it
in the
feels like
Jurassic
we've
World movie.
taken this Oscar-winning actor and he's just sort of vanished off the face of the earth ever since
Yeah.
that announcement. I think what's the main thing he's done since then? What
No, he hasn't done anything.
True
He's going to be in the new
Detective?
Jurassic World movie, but even then, he's playing like second banana.
I
So
forgot about that. I forgot he was even in that
uh,
movie.
I
Honestly.
know it's crazy. And he was this guy was so hot his career just a couple of years ago,
Oh, he did. He
and
also did Alita: Battle Angel. That's right. I forgot about that.
and
With teasing a sequel that's never going to happen for that
we keep
either.
using the Alita Battle Angel pics though for any Blade story because
I
it
do
looks
too.
yeah
I do too because
yeah
it
yeah
looks funny, it looks cool, and two, it
yeah
looks like probably what his blade will look like.
exactly.
That's the closest thing to Blade he's probably
I mean,
ever.
for his sake, I kind of hope that they do something with him because, like, if they don't do Blade with him, fuck, give him some kind of character though, so that he hasn't been wasting his time. You
I
know?
agree. You got to do something. You got him under contract. Do something with him.
Yeah, I know for
Something.
real. The guy's a good actor. He could be in a lot of things.
He's a great actor. You should have put him in Craven. All
Yeah,
right, so let's. Those are our thoughts on Craven the Hunter. It's coming out in theaters tomorrow, December 13th. Look, I say if you're interested in Craven, you should go see it. If you're not, don't bother. All right, just don't bother. Chris, you got anything coming up to you want to plug before we get out of here?
not really, but you can check out my interview that's a whopping 3 minutes long with Aaron Taylor Johnson on our YouTube channel. And yeah, we're gonna be whipping up our best of the year lists pretty soon and
I don't
interesting
even want to
stuff.
think about that. I've got so much other
Yeah,
stuff to do.
yeah, I got a bunch
I
to
haven't
watch.
written Nosferatu or A Complete Unknown yet. I'm kind of
Really?
I'm waiting for a week of release.
I forgot to write my complete unknown ones. I got to do that as well.
At least it doesn't come out until Christmas, so it's not
Yeah,
that big of a deal.
yeah.
But I mean, it's just I had like 5 reviews this week, so I mean, it's like why I don't have time to fit in some stuff that doesn't come out for a couple
I'm
weeks.
missing a lot of stuff these days, so I'm assigning them to other people. Just it's tough. It's tough to squeeze everything in, especially nowadays. You know, when all the new releases, all the limited releases are coming out, bang, 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 bang. You know, like 10 a week. You
Yeah, I
know,
know. That's
it's
why it's been such a
tough,
busy week. I still got
tough
to
to
write
catch up.
dirt. I still got to write Dirty Angels today, so
Yeah, I did
I
do Day of the Fight though. I thought Day of the Fight was really good.
I really want to watch that.
Yeah,
So
you should. You should. You'd like it probably.
yeah, it seems like I still haven't watched the performance.
Neither have I. I know. I know. I know.
I'm
I
tired.
know.
I'm tired of people in the critics' choice be like, "You got to watch the performance."
Well, it didn't get any nominations, so
I know.
yeah.
All those, all
Those
those,
emails will stop.
all those jabronis in like small town America that are on the critics' choice group. Like, like you got to watch this obscure movie
I
before the
know.
vote. Before the vote. No, I
Guys, it's not going to get anything. You know?
no, I don't.
I'm surprised September 5th didn't get many nominations though.
I wish it did. I really
Yeah,
wish it did. I got to finish my interview, posting my interview with John Magaro today too. So it's a lot of stuff left to do. This is the busiest time of the year.
it is. It's a very busy time of year.
Very busy time of the year. A lot of movies coming out. Nosferatu, Complete
All the
Unknown.
limited release stuff that expands in January. Yeah.
Yep, a lot of stuff coming out. So guys like you and me are swamped with tough, 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 tough work watching movies. It's really rough. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Cinema Royale. You can find Chris at JoeBlow.com. You can find me at PunchDrunkCritics.com. Thank you very much, everybody. I will see you next time. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what we're laying down, please subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notifications for all of our latest stuff.